Region 12, Soxquisargan. Early mission churches of Cotabato. The Christianization of central Mindanao developed much later and under very different circumstances. Spanish missionaries encountered powerful Muslim sultanates and diverse indigenous societies. Catholic missions expanded gradually, and many early religious structures did not survive intact. Region 13, Caraga. St. Nicholas of Tolentino Cathedral, Surigao. Christian missions also reached northeastern Mindanao. Surigao became an important center of Spanish missionary activity. But unlike the famous stone churches of Luzon and the Visayas, many early structures in Mindanao were vulnerable to tropical weather, fires, earthquakes, and rebuilding. So once again, history isn't always preserved in a single building. Sometimes it survives through parish records, traditions, religious images, and the communities themselves. Cordillera Administrative Region. Old churches of the Cordilleras. The Cordilleras tell a very different story. Spanish missionaries struggled to establish permanent control in the highlands. Geography itself became a barrier. Mountains, difficult terrain, and strong indigenous traditions limited Spanish influence for centuries. That is why the Cordilleras don't have the same concentration of massive Spanish colonial stone churches found in the lowlands. National Capital Region. San Agustin Church, Manila. And finally, we return to Manila. San Agustin Church stands inside Intramuros, surrounded by walls that once protected the Spanish colonial capital. Completed in 1607, it is the oldest surviving stone church in the Philippines. Think about that. More than 4 centuries ago, people were already gathering inside these walls. Generations were born, generations died. Empires changed, wars came, and Manila transformed from a colonial capital into a modern megacity. Yet this church remained. The bigger story. But there's something more fascinating than simply finding the oldest church in each region. These churches reveal how the Philippines itself was transformed. Spanish missionaries used churches to establish Christian communities. Local craftsmen built them. Filipino workers shaped their architecture. Indigenous traditions influenced their art. And local communities eventually made Christianity their own. That's why Philippine churches don't look exactly like churches in Spain. They became something different, something Filipino. And perhaps that's the greatest story these ancient buildings can tell. They aren't frozen pieces of Spanish history. They are witnesses to Filipino history. From the massive walls of Pauay, to the ancient stones of San Agustin, to the devotion surrounding the Santo Niño in Cebu, these churches have witnessed earthquakes, wars, revolutions, storms, and generations of Filipino life. Some are more than 400 years old.